We live in a puzzle-hungry world, where we program robots to do our daily activities, we program rovers to go into space. We play video games with so many routes to take that it's almost as if we are creating our own realities. But how did we get to this point? The answer is simpler than you might imagine. It is called collaboration. That puzzle that would have taken you 15 minutes to solve solo only takes you 2 minutes to solve while working with someone else. The first video game was released in 1958 and was called Tennis for Two. Tennis for Two was a two-person video game where each player had their own controller that connected to an analog computer and used an oscilloscope for a screen. The game creator, William Higginbotham, was the first chair of the Federation of American Scientists, and his goal of the video game was to create an interactive display that would convey the message that our scientific endeavors have relevance for society. About 15 years after the release of Tennis for Two, we have the release of the traditional old-school games of today, such as Pong, Space Invaders, Pac-Man, and Asteroids. This first cycle of games was, as Nolan Bushnell noted, simple enough for a drunk to play. These games were also the first step in the evolution of our complex games of today. This cycle of games led to arcades where groups of people would come and play. These people coming together had also led to something bigger, the first sense of collaboration. The different gamers would come together and share different pieces of information that worked well for them. Thus, the sharing of information, more players could master the game. Elite Pac-Man players could figure out the old dot pattern and play for hours. Elite Pokemon players could figure out how to get infinite items. The advent of collaboration has led game developers and programmers to spend more time developing more complex games because, as Clive Thompson says, the fun in a game isn't in having mastered it, it's the process of mastery. Fast forward 20 years after the release of Pokemon, and we have games like Skyrim, Minecraft, World of Warcraft. These games stand out from the rest because, unlike most games, these allow for the players to choose the path they wish to follow and have many options with each different path. Through collaboration and the process of mastering a game, these complex games can exist with limited limitations. That puzzle that would have taken you 15 minutes to solve solo only takes you 2 minutes to solve working with someone else. We are moving towards an age where just playing a game isn't enough, but we need to engineer our own digital reality to pique our interest.
Cutting and cross-cutting across time, across space, yet psychic continuity links the events together and creates a contiguous experience. The human mind has no problem orienting its awareness towards dimensions in which time is no longer linear. We enter these virtual realities, or really they're real virtualities, and we believe them. We actively metabolize belief. We become immersed. The mind unplugs from the body and is not bound in any capacity. And that, eventually, I think, is where we're going to go with all of our virtual reality technologies. We're going to move towards universes of our own construction.